Greetings and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is January 28th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing fantastic. I'm riding a high. I'm riding a high from last night. Boston Common Ballfrogs are just putting it on people. It's a revelation. The team is just renewed and focused. They got a young star in Michael Thorbjornsen. There's a reason they're atop the power rankings.
They are actually proving your power rankings to be more legitimate than they ever have been this year. Thorbjornsen may be the straw that stirs the drink. Just a good soldier, keeps quiet. He was trying to. I can't believe we're getting into TGL. He's iced by Wendy Clark, who is quickly becoming like the Dylan Brooks of TGL. Just overly confident for reasons that are unclear and really irritant. Seems to irritate his own team on frequent occasions. At least, doesn't hide it well in terms of Shane, in my opinion, watching them.
Do you think? I think a better comp might be Pat Bev.
Could be Pat Bev. Could be Draymond. Like, let's be honest. I have a Draymond rant I won't get into now, but Draymond. Could be any of these guys, a fellow Bay irritant. I don't know. So someone else.
Draymond, that's way too. Draymond's going to be a Hall of Famer
because he landed in the right place at the right time. Let's be honest. And now he preaches like he's come down with the 10 Commandments, like he's Charles Barkley or something. Guy is like
dropped into Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
But now he has this platform where we're all supposed to genuflect. Great player, absolutely took advantage of the situation.
He's the only reason the Cavs won a championship, though. You need to.
And you know what? The only reason they won the year before was Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt, and then I think we have nothing. They don't even have anything. Who knows? Kevin Durant maybe win. So, anyways, yeah, he's irritant. The Bay, Wyndham Clark. So I'm happy for your Frogs. I'm happy to see them riding high. Quite frankly. Seems like a team that gives a damn about the TGL. And Thor is a crucial addition. Who knew?
I mean, Frogs insiders knew. The message boards this off season when this rumor started percolating were set ablaze. It's all the Frogs insiders that I've talked to were real excited about Thor.
I just love how they stand up there after the win, and Thor just stands there. He does his part, which is just to say nothing. I just want them to ask him, like, what do you think about Brooks coming back? And all of a sudden, he's like, I got this one. I think it's total bullshit. I think it's ridiculous. Like, he just comes out of nowhere off the top ropes and like has a scorching hot take as they ask everybody else the question. So,
can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Are we going a little overboard with Brooks return week? His golf media, and I say we, not us, golf media as a whole, as a member of golf media, do we feel like this is a little overboard?
Well, we're about to do the next 55 minutes on Brooks's press conference. No, yes. The answer is yes to your question. I'd already written down. The psychoanalysis is just ridiculous of every word and every sentence and every, it's like one of those those tweets like today he became president or something when Donald Trump said, that was the first term. It's Donald Trump became president today. It's like Brooks Koepka became whatever, a real PGA Tour member again today. The over-analysis of every word is a bit much for me. But that said, he did meet the press at Farmers Insurance Open. It is a windfall for an event that's kind of been in the dregs lately, right? It's sandwiched around or precedes a bunch of signature events. Tiger doesn't play it anymore. Farmers is bailing. Torrey, kind of the shine is off Torrey thanks to the architecture nerds calling it dog track for the last 5, 6, 7 years. I'm joking about that. But
we're almost 20 years removed from the U.S. Open moment.
It has.
That's going to be a big 20 years since Rocco Mediate and Tiger showdown, and Lee Westwood puked all over himself.
I mean, but it won't be at Torrey Pines, wherever the 28 U.S. Open is. Like, I don't know it off the top of my head.
I think that's Wingfoot.
Okay.
Which, thanks to the USGA backing down.
It could still be.
We'll get bomb and gouge Wingfoot.
Send them. Wow. And how about that?
I mean, I don't think it would have made a difference anyway. So it would have probably been bomb and gouge either way.
It would have, but it would have been nice to see it at least with the attempted rollback ball. So anyways, this event has gotten a windfall, and it kind of deserves it. It's been down in the dumps recently. So I think you're getting the first big news story at the first semi-big event, and there's going to be a lot of content on it. He talked today. He did seem, by Brooks standards, what I would say a little emotional at times, seemed to have, I don't know, watery eyes. I don't want to get into the psychoanalysis. He seemed emotional. He seemed, he said he had no regrets. I think a lot of this, I wouldn't say he was taking full accountability for his decisions, but he also probably has some sort of NDA, and he just got $125 million. And I don't think he wants to turn around and say that sucked, they suck, I hate it, and I'm so happy to be here. He walked a fine line, said I have no regrets. Basically said the only reason he's back is for his family, which I think, is him trying to walk that fine line. He did tell Todd Lewis, I left for my family and I came back for my family, which he says two things can be true, which, you know what? I'm buying what he's putting down there.
I buy that too.
I left for my family at the point of putting $125 million in the bank account for them and us down the line. And I'm coming back for them to be, around them and near them and closer to them. So both things, I guess, can be true. I do buy that. Him saying I don't regret anything, I guess, is the answer he has to say for an NDA, but we all know sort of the reasons, and there is a different reality. He wanted back for a reason. But yeah, grateful to be out there. Said he was most nervous for the press conference that he had, which I think is overstating the peril that the golf press court can put you in. But he was nervous for it nonetheless, and nervous to see the guys and do the media. That's
the boys.
Yeah,
I was disappointed he didn't say the boys.
I did have a fellow member of the media tell me today, and we're recording this before Xander's press conference. I think it's like 5:50 or something Eastern, 3:00 Pacific, or 2 or 3 Pacific. It said we could be in store for an all-time us boys in the locker room press conference from Xander, because he's going to get some Brooks questions. It could be an all-timer. The boys, the locker room, us guys in the locker room for him.
The boys in the locker room.
Yeah, no, he got through it fine. He took little accountability, not saying he should have, but said I have no regrets, which might not sit with some. It doesn't seem like that's half true. But what did you make of it?
I mean, I think he said exactly what he needed to say. Brooks, I think, is Brooks the smartest human being in the world? No, but I think he's pretty street smart. He understands how to navigate situations. I think he case in point with Liv, he never ingratiated them. Mm-hmm. He always left this door to kind of come back in. And I think with him, he's just playing the politics here. He's saying the right things. I think if you talk to him, if you were somebody that he trusted and you talk to him, you get a lot of answers on a lot of things. It seems like obviously something happened with his family. I don't want to speculate on what that is. And I buy that. Stuff can change the way you value. I would say, this is just a personal anecdote, right? I've got a 5-year-old girl, and I look at my life and I'm like, okay, in the next couple of years, I want to be as judicious as possible with travel, because I don't want to miss these years. I don't get them back. And I think when you think about Brooks, when he left, he didn't really have a family. Now he has a family, and he had an event happen to his family. His entire life has changed. And that's why, I buy I left for my family. I came back for my family. I buy that. And people that, this is, everybody's trying to make the right decision in the moment and for them and with what they know. And I think I'm really curious to see how he plays. I think at the end of the day, this is a little overkill. I think as we've talked about, he hasn't really been relevant in anything he's played in 2 years. since he won at Oak Hill. It's been, pretty mediocre. And I think like the biggest question should be, what level player is he? And I think that's where my questions would lie. If I was going to ask you a rapid fire of questions, you and PJ, does Brooks play in a signature event this year?
It's a good question.
Which he has to qualify for.
I think it would be almost like via winning, or not via like a strong major performance, right? And getting into Aon 10, 5, whatever they are, via that.
Do you think he will qualify for signature events next year? And that's via top 50 on tour. It was a roller coaster when he played that kind of mishmash of Euro Tour events in Q4 last year, right? He was like missing cuts at some bad opens, and he had a good finish at the French.
Ended well.
It ended well. It did end well. Yeah, I think that was when he came back. It was like a big story, but material to the golf. Is this like someone who's now, I don't know, going to dethrone Scotty? No. Is he going to dethrone the top 10? Probably not. He's a featured group player this week. He's kind of this token to parade around. And like, I don't want to minimize, like, he's one of the greatest major championship players of his generation. Tiger called him a generational player last week.
He is a generational player.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's right at now, the end of his generation.
Right.
Is the reality of the situation. I think like one of the things I stick with me with the top 50 thing is he's never been consistently a great PGA Tour player.
No.
And if you're not in the signature events now, like you could go two sides of this. We could also say he's never played in such weak fields consistently because he's going to be playing in the weak events. And we're going to see him maybe playing at John Deere, maybe, like you're going to see him in places that you didn't usually see him. But, also like what we know Brooks for, it's kind of funny is like, he's the guy with 5 majors, and I think he's got like 11 or 12 PGA Tour wins total, which include the 5 majors. So it's he's won
a couple Phoenixes.
Yeah. That I think that's the thing, and I think I have to believe in my core. I believe that Brooks is one of the top 50 players in golf.
Yeah,
but it's not easy to work your way into the top 50 of the PGA Tour without playing signature events.
I think he does. I've like a cognizant, right? What is to prevent us from a like you said, playing some weaker events, getting a few top 10s here and there, a top 5, a runner up, maybe a win, and then it sounds like he's going to play as much as possible between now and Augusta.
Brooks has 9 PGA Tour wins.
Yeah, 5 majors.
5.
I mean, the whole
which are majors. So 4 PGA Tour wins outside of the majors.
The whole thing about this, like, I have so much gratitude for being back at the PGA Tour and all. Like, he was the guy that said, like, this is just practice in between the majors. I'm paraphrasing, but that was it always tickled us because we're like, oh my God, at the global home, there's like, they just pulled the fire alarm because Brooks basically delegitimized their entire product. We would shout about this in 2021.
Remember when he showed up, was it in Memphis, like 10 minutes before his tee time?
Yes.
He was in the final group. It's just like he showed up, hit like 5 balls and walked to the first tee.
It was a playoffs event, right?
Yeah.
I think, or WGC, one or the other, some important event. My favorite
answer of his was when he got asked if it's a better tour than it was before he left. And he goes, I don't know. I've been here for 2 days.
Come on. I think
that
you
was
can
like
make a
classic Brooks answer that I just love.
It was a good Brooks answer. Was that who? I don't know who asked that, Brody or somebody, but it was a good answer. And now it's bullshit. He has an opinion.
Yes.
He's watched it. He knows who's here, who's not, but it was a good answer nonetheless. The the best one, the catnip, the pull quote immediately was first call I made was Tiger. As soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have to hear about this from now until Sunday afternoon. He called Tiger. Like, it's the most in terms of substance. Zero newsworthiness to that. He called Tiger. Well, I mean, he probably just wanted do I get the favorite status at the Woods Jupiter again? Now that I bet, who knows what he called them about? So I'm sure that wasn't a substantive conversation. By the way, Tiger.
But if you know anything about Brooks too, is if there was anything of substance, he's not going to tell you what they talked about. Right. Remember, he won the PGA, and he was like, "I can't tell you my secret."
Yeah. He did seem a little different today. A little different. A little more emotional.
I'm happy
a little more
he's back.
Chastened,
there is a sadness of with regards to Phil, where he's riding out the end of his career on a completely irrelevant stage, and it would have been and similarly with DJ, where DJ, he's happy. I saw was it an article that it was on Golf Week. He's happy being a soccer dad.
Yeah.
It's just, one of the beauties of golf is that these guys can play till they're 55. Davis Love's still playing in PGA Tour events. They can play forever, but it also taints your lasting image of them because they don't just leave. Whereas other sports, people just leave and they retire, and it's that was beautiful how it ended, and now I will always hold on to those last couple of years, and they knew when to leave. And I think Rory alluded to this when he was on the idea of Pete Sampras just leaving. Golfers don't, and then you end up with people. One of the issues is there are golf fans that just started being golf fans 5 years ago or 3 years ago, and they might say this Dustin Johnson guy isn't very good. It's well, you don't remember 2017 Dustin Johnson when he was unstoppable. Yeah. In fact, he was the only person that could stop himself, and he routinely did. That was the thing about DJ. And I think that's one of the nice aspects of this is that Brooks winning these 5 majors, going to live, winning one of them while he was there. But if his career had ended just playing on that circuit, it would have been sad. And it could be really cool and a really neat redemption story if he does play his way back into the elite of the game. And I think the question is, does he still have what it takes to get there?
I think he probably has a run. I think he does. I think he's too naturally gifted and talented. His health seems to be okay. And there seems to be a motivation. There's a motivation. I doubt there was a ton of motivation the last few years, if we're being honest. Right? I mean, whatever, there's personal family stuff, but also financially he's more secure than ever. And I don't know, I guess he had to look Jayco crack in the face in the locker room, but I just wonder that the motivation was as strong as it might be now. And
I was disappointed there weren't any questions about leaving Smash GC and what he thought about his successor, Taylor Presti Gooch.
He said he was overwhelmed by texts from both sides. So maybe that's his former Smash. Happy for you, bro. He left the team in great shape, but now we must carry on the legacy of Brooks's Smash. It's interesting. Let's do some. They're putting him right back front and center. Let's do some props. Let's do some Brooksy props for the year, real quick. You said top 50. What do you think?
50.5.
I'm going to go under. He will be eligible for SIG events next year. He called them elevated. I said you've been gone too long. They're signature now. If they were designated, elevated, signature, I can't keep it track. But yeah,
I'll go over.
He won't get in. Okay.
How many signature events he plays in this year? 1.5.
Obviously.
PJ, what are you doing? This is your favorite athlete of all time.
It is.
Other than Aaron Rodgers,
I'm ready. This is great. I'm just happy to be back on the ride. Happy to not be playing golf on Fox Sports 2 at 2 a.m.
PJ's now claimed the Seahawks because of Darnold reasons. I'm trying to think, he's rooting for every team in the NFC, it feels like, this playoffs. He's got the Packers. He's a Lions fan. He's a Packers fan. He's a Seahawks fan.
He's not a Bears fan.
He's a Jets fan. It's just unbelievable. It's hard to pin him down. All right.
Brooks, I'm happy for Sam Darnold.
Favorite. I guess Brooks is your favorite.
I feel bad for PJ. He's got Aaron Glenn. He's got a Walking Dead coach. There's no way they're going to get any good coordinators. They have this terrible season. They get the number 2 pick in a draft with one quarterback, and he's in purgatory, man. Why you got to? He loves Sam Darnold. Let him root for Sam Darnold.
I'm not against that. I started doing the tally in my head the other night. I was like, God, he's had a lot of positions. He's been boosting, especially on the NFC side. This playoff run.
I will admit, I did not see Sam Darnold making the Super Bowl at the start of the season. The Packers, I'll give you that. Seahawks, no. Brooks, I'll take top 50. I'll take under 50.
Okay. All right. Will he play in a SIG event this
1.5. 1.5 SIG events for the year.
I'll go 1. PJ.
I'll go over 1.5.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, once you're in one, it can be hard to fall out.
I'm going to go over because I could see him. I think he's going to play well a couple times. I just don't see him having the success to play well multiple times or play well over the stretch of a period.
A sustained period.
Yeah. And that's why I would say he finishes 60th. If I was hypothetically, I'll peg him 60th of the FedEx Cup, but he plays in 2 or 3 signature events.
All right. So 60th, he'll make the playoffs, but not get to the BMW. So that's interesting.
He won't get paid out either.
No, he won't get paid out. How about P-Cup team?
No.
Yes or no? Prop? No. Okay.
Too many guys.
They should, if they knew what was good for them. Put a little juice into that operation. FedEx finish. I guess we've already done.
Doing?
I think he should be on the team. I think he's going to make the team. Put him on the team.
You're high on Brooksy return.
I know. I'm high on the entertainment value of putting him on the President's Cup team, and we should service that.
You know what's my catnip call of the week?
What?
Oh boy!
If Brooks misses the cut, the live stands are going to come out and be like, he's washed. We didn't want him anyways. Just watch.
That's fine. I'm sure.
Damaged goods.
Sure.
The one event, the thing about golf is it's what do you do over the course of the year and how consistent you are. People overreact so much in golf over one event, which could include freak things that happen where you just get some bad bounces and it leads to a 73 instead of a 68 and you miss a cut.
TGL starts over on.
I was going to say is the biggest legacy driver thing that Brooks could do is pull Jupe Stinks out of the gutter.
I feel like it would have happened by now. They're going to be halfway done with their season, and he's not involved.
It seems to be just Akshay, Homa, and
Tom Sim has been completely smoked out by the Jupe Links management.
He hasn't been smoked out at the Genesis Invitational, though.
He has not been.
Big announcement.
What was that tweet? This has to be the award for most preposterous tweet of the week.
I think
lay the groundwork. What is this tweet for the audio listeners?
So the Genesis Invitational announced their sponsor exemptions. They gave them each an individual tweet and graphic. So it's Adam Scott, Max Homa, and Tom Sim. When the caption for Tom was "Get ready to hear the roars" for Tom Kim. And this was just absolutely nuked by the good people of golf Twitter. The replies were not kind. People were questioning why he was in the event to begin with. The top reply was like, "Is this a tweet from 2023?" I don't think no TGL for Tom. No, not even a mention on any of the broadcasts about like what he's up to, where he's been. Now getting put on blast by the Genesis Twitter account. There's a lot going on in Tom Kim corner.
Man, Tom Kim.
Does he play on the TGL?
I feel like no. I feel like we would know by now.
Yeah,
I think they're going to get in a pickle. They're going to need to extend a 10-day.
I don't know.
I think
I
Brooks
thought he
plays.
would. No, I'm not sure. And that's it. Major wins. Anything?
0.
Okay. All right. Any other props you have?
Pete, you
TJ?
wanted to give him a major.
I would like to.
That doesn't mean anything.
I'm going to be betting him at every major. I'm excited to
That
do
doesn't
so.
mean anything either.
No, I just, rooting for it.
All right. We'll get to our schedule for the week and Brooks's featured group status. There's some interesting there's a really interesting undercurrent here of the tour maybe dangling a carrot, really pushing Brooks here. Really pushing Brooks. We'll get to that in schedule for the week. But first, a word from our friends at B. Draddy. This week, Shotgun Start is presented by B. Draddy, our long-standing apparel partner, not just partner. They're our great friends. They've been with us from the very beginning. I will say I don't have on. You have on the Dewey. Is that a Dewey pocket tee?
Yeah, Dewey
Short sleeve
pocket
guy?
tee. Great T-shirt. Becomes a
not-
staple.
It's the best. It's the
super
best.
comfy.
I've gone for that as a go-to in like pro shops if I want to get like one little memento thing. If they have a Dewey pocket tee, I don't need a ton more polos. Dewey pocket tee is a winner. It's not useful right now where I'm at, a pocket tee, but my wife and I are going to Miami next weekend. Maybe I'll pass Dewey pocket tee. Never been to Miami.
I've only spent like one night there in my life, and I was very young at that point. By 20.
This is not going to be. Yeah, we had flight credit. Looked warm. I've done Palm Beach. Nassau other stuff was not direct. I needed direct. If anybody has any recommendations, hotels, I'm scouring for different hotels. There's a lot of options.
Sounds like you're looking for a handout.
No, well, I take a handout. I'm not looking though. I'm
What's
indecisive. I'm second guessing.
Collection to Miami?
Coastal. I could. I might just do that. We're making like a health week.
It's a new coastal
collection. SGS 30 applies to the coastal collection. I love. It looks like it could be a little nippy. I'm gonna be working mostly. I just want to say this is not a vacation. It's a work week, just in warmer weather. So the coastal collection looks perfect.
Are you Sands kids?
We're going Sands kids.
Oh,
Midweek.
God, that sounds amazing.
We did this like once a decade. It's just, we had flight credits. It's like, let's do this. Go somewhere warm. Cabana Crew. It might be what I'm going for. We're not doing South. I've been talking about it. I'm going to make it like a health week. Just like everybody goes to South Beach to do whatever, clubbing. And I'm going to do beach, reading, working, exercising, bowls, all this other stuff. I'm going to be in my Cabana Crew from the Coastal Collection. Use the promo code SGS30. Gets you 30% off at bdraddy.com. The best materials, the best people behind it, great people that have become great friends of the program. So pumped to be with them again in 2026. Obviously, they'll be a part of our majors coverage throughout the year and have us at events and everything. They've just been huge partners of Fried Egg from the beginning. Go to bdraddy.com, use the promo code SGS30. Start getting the Dewey pocket tee in your rotation. All right, schedule for the week. We have the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines North and South course. Does not sound like there'll be a lot of wind. That, of course, in recent years has made this semi-interesting. We know there's thick rough, but not a lot of penalty for big misses, as Lamagna will often write at Fried Egg newsletter, Fried Egg website. This will be on Golf Channel 3 to 7 on Thursday, Friday, 1 to 3, and then the return of CBS. Hello, friends. 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday at Torrey Pines. Notably, before that, we are getting live coverage on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. I guess for the first time in 30 years or 20 years. 20 years. Here's my note. ESPN last carried live coverage of a tour event, a non-major, at the 2006 WGC Barbados World Cup. So 20 years ESPN's not had a live PGA Tour event, but they're going to run it during, I think it's 12 to 3 on Thursday and Friday because of Brooks Koepka's return. I love the press release language I got for this. So its coverage will be on ESPN's flagship channel. We'll see PGA Tour coverage reach millions of additional viewers tuned in at restaurants, bars, and airports across the globe. We're talking about ESPN here, not like, what was that what was the Fusion TV? Caffeine TV. We're talking about the ESPN. It's being reduced to press release language to airports and bars. Thursday, Friday language. Notable. Pretty good deal. That's all the Brooks bump. Probably not to the great thrill of Golf Channel, which I think is supposed to have cable exclusivity in the deal, but there's a big push here. Clearly, I think this is coming from the very top. I think Brian Rolep probably got everybody in the same room. Like, Golf Channel, we're going to get Brooks on ESPN. ESPN, you're going to put Brooks on ESPN. And they made it happen. And I think Jim Nantz was talking all about it in the football game. I don't know if there's this theory that they're dangling a carrot here for, it's called Bryson, Rahm, Cam Smith, to maybe say, like, look, you will come back and you'll be the big.
You think they're dangling the carrot for Cam Smith? You think Cam Smith's going to get this? No,
sorry.
Treatment?
He's eligible for returning member, whatever it was. Sorry. The eligible guys. I don't think this is going to dramatically affect it, but
should they be dangling the carrot for P too?
Yes.
Probably. I mean, P. Who would be more fun to have back immediately, P or Brooks?
Brooks.
Okay.
And 5 majors. Come on.
Oh, I said more fun. I didn't say who's the more consequential golfer.
The answer for our content, for the content world, yeah, P is more fun, but that's not a representation of the real world.
I do think forcing P
comes back at Farmers, the scene of the thumbprint gate right away.
That's true.
IBF, even a genteel IBF lecturing him.
God, a great content series after P retires would be him walking through all of his, like, taking him back to the scenes of all of his crimes.
Yeah. Hero World Challenge.
Like an insider's look at when Kessler punched the fan at President's Cup.
Yeah.
I think forcing P to do a full DP World Tour schedule is pretty good content, though. On the flip side, I think that would be kind of incredible.
Did you see the Danny Raps cutout of P, where he made the Ben Bosk, his producer or co-host on that show? He made him this like whole like framed signed Masters flag and stuff, and P did the whole framing.
Yeah, I think I did hear about that. Yeah, good. He might be kind of a good guy outside of the.
Danny Rapp's point was like, this is, and P suggested that nobody really knows the real P.
There's competitive P, and there's good guy P. Is that what we're saying? I don't know.
This is the kind of guy I am. This is the type of stuff I do that nobody knows about.
I'd say there's definitely also a sheet of other things he's done as well. It's a long list, but
it kind of plays to what Used Golf Facts used to say about P.
I don't. Yeah, I'm sure he can be a good guy and a different guy. I agree. I'm not an anti-P. Anyways,
what if P came back, but also Used Golf Facts came back? Would that be better than Brooks?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if it was a package deal?
The point here, and it's a serious one, is there's like the biggest players, the biggest, most powerful people in golf right now are prioritizing this as a massive news story. And they're telling their broadcast partners to get on board with it. The broadcast partners are getting on board with it, whether it's Nantz at CBS talking about it during the AFC Championship game, whether it's ESPN saying we're bumping McAfee to ESPN2, all these things.
To be fair, there wasn't a lot to talk about in that AFC Championship game.
It snowed. I did just want to add, I looked up who won the 2006 WGC World Cup. Won by the team of Germany, Bernie Longer and Marcel Siem. So ESPN could have been the original Siem feed.
That's crazy.
And they're coming back to put Brooks on television.
That's wild.
That's an amazing result.
That World Cup had so much potential, when there was like Duval and Tiger.
Oh,
could have been
so
such
good.
a thing. It's just anyway.
There's like a whole list of events, and number one on the list is the Western Open. But the tour, once it gets their grubby little hands on it, just bastardizes.
Here we go. Notables at Farmers: Ludwig, Keegan, Windy, Harris English, Brooks Koepka, Hideki, Rose, Xander, JJ Spawn, and Will Zalatoris. I think a pretty good field, pretty decent field. There's a lot more. Ben Griffin, Sam Burns, like a lot of good groups as you kind of scan the board here. Featured groups, which will be on this ESPN coverage on ESPN, the mothership, whatever it's called. Ludwig, Homa, and Brooksy. So they did not go with your suggestion that they throw them down there with whoever, the rookies.
The Monday qualifier?
Yeah, the Monday qualifiers, the rookies, the
I think he should have had to play with the mules that he carried into the field with him.
He did. He put Lanto and Jackson Suber on his back, carried him across into Noah's Ark 2x2, and they are in the field. Lanto, of all people, one of the more vocally disgruntled mules, gets his extra start at a pretty big event at Farmers Insurance Open.
I love that it's Lanto.
Of course.
It's like so perfect that it's one of the mule kingpins that gets carried across by Brooks. One of the most outspoken mules gets a free ride. When was the last time somebody picked a mule up and carried him somewhere? Mules usually do the carrying.
Brooksy has created a mule benefit plan that they can't be upset about. Atlanta's an immediate beneficiary.
You know how they, the famous Tiger tax, where like everybody should be cutting checks to Tiger. Yeah. At the end of the year, the mules should have to cut Brooksy a check, a percentage of earnings that they earned because of Brooks adding people into the field. So we'll call it like 10. Brooks should be part of his deal. He gave up all this stuff. He can't earn equity.
Yeah.
He can't get a FedEx Cup payout. He should get 10% of the mules. Maybe we should calculate this over the course of the year, PJ. What do you think? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Can you set up a spreadsheet?
I like this.
Calculate mule earnings thanks to Brooks Koepka.
The two guys he brings in,
and then chip them off the earnings 5% or whatever of those events, all the alternates.
Just those. Cool. See what I'm curious. That's actually a great. What's that total number going to look like?
Well, I mean, if
it could be like $55,000? Who knows?
It could be nothing, or like, what if Lanto wins and then that gets him into signature events? All of that technically should go to Brooks,
including the bonuses, the FedEx Cup bonuses.
Oh, yeah. He's a socialist when it gets him a spot, but then immediately like me, mine. That would change things. Other featured groups: Spawn, Harry English, Xander, Hideki, Jay Day, the Day Man, Justin Rose, Chris Gotterup, Keegan Bradley, Adam Scott. So those guys will be on ESPN. McAfee going to ESPN too.
And AJ Hawk probably going to have a lot to say about that.
I just. All right. Do you have 5 guys to monitor?
I do. I do have 5 guys to monitor.
Who are they?
Number 1, I don't think we need to talk about it anymore, is Brooks.
Okay. Yep.
There's many reasons why. Number 2, we're going to go with Sneds. Brandt Snedeker in the field. P Cup captain. My question, he's won twice here. I think 2012, 2016.
I think he had one of the all-time great strokes gain rounds here.
Yeah,
weather was really bad, right?
There's like an insane weather storm that came in, and he
putted his ass off, and
yeah. I think that was 2016, I believe. That was like no fans were allowed out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Sneds, my question here is like, is he in the field to scout? Or, potential Peak Cup players, or is he in the field to create a second year in a row where we've had a playing captain controversy?
I mean, neither. He's just looking to make a little more coin on his way out the door. I don't think he's scouting in reality. I mean, it's good for him to be out on tour. I don't know if he's like writing notes down. It's not the Senior Bowl here. I think he's just trying to make a little bit more money and be a competitive golfer still. Purse is $9.6 million. What a jumbo purse for the Farmers Insurance. Sneds, number 2. Still out there.
I mean, these aren't numbered. These are
whatever. They're 5, 1 of 5. I think how you were saying Luke Donald should be captain for Ireland the other day, which was the right answer. I just was thinking of one-time guys, and Frankie might be up for it. I think we should just give it to Davis Love for the U.S. I don't need to get into a big debate here, but he might be the guy. I don't think we can give it to Tiger based on what we've seen.
I've got a better name.
Who's that?
Billy Ho. We've seen what he does with the Atlanta Drive. He did galvanizing force.
Why? I mean, if anybody's shown us you don't need a rah-rah guy, it's Luke Donald. It's like, use your words decisively. Then you got Billy. Billy, of course, came like out of a cannon to Brooks on the range to give him the handshake. Some wise asses on Twitter was like, he knows where the cameras are. He was like out of a cannon. It gave Brooks the big handshake. I think Davis Love the third. Just give him a shot. Just let him do it. Bring in some guy who's done it before. Anyways, that's a debate for another time.
All right. The nice thing too is we'll get more DL3 scouting missions where he's playing in the field with Cam Young and Will Zalatoris.
There we go. Wyndham.
Yeah. Xander Schauffele on the list. 2025 was kind of a nightmare year for Xander. Was just, after 2024, 2 major wins, this ascent into the tier of Rory and Scotty, and, some people saying, he's as close to Scotty as anybody in the world. And then he has obviously the injury last year and never really finds his form. You're going to hear this on the telecast. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Did you know that Xander is from San Diego?
I've heard.
So he's playing his hometown event, season debut. I expect a bounce back year from Xander, and hopefully this will be kind of the start of that. And we'll have him kind of back in the mix as on the leaderboard, not just in press conferences.
Riding high off his Bay Current win. The Bay
up
Current
next.
too.
Jason Day.
Love it.
He's got 2 wins at this event, a T2 and a T3 among his 7 top 10s at Torrey Pines. Horse for the course.
Yep.
But more so, he's 38. And I feel like I've said this the last 3 or 4 years, and it goes back to that day that you went out to write Jason Day at the Masters before he just imploded in the rain.
Like 6 over his last 5 or something. I had the first 14 holes written out, like pages of notes. I was like, this is going to be a great piece. I got it. If you can make a Jason Day interesting article, I got it. I have the goods. And then he went like 5 over his last 4 or something.
Just escorted himself off the leaderboard. Probably led to you writing Phil instead. A quick pivot to Phil. But anyways, Jason Day, 38 years old. We get older winners of majors. He's 38. He's not that old. This is the guy that sticks out to me along, obviously like Justin Rose is in this vein. Everybody wants to put Adam Scott in this vein. I don't know. Who knows if he'll get that done, again, but like Jason Day is absolutely in the vein of like, if he stole a major, and at this point in his career, he's not a first page favorite. It would be stealing a major. It would be a really cool story. So obviously the T2 at Amex was a great start to the year. He goes to a place that, he's played well, and then you look at like where he could get it done. Augusta National is just a course that he's played well his entire career and hasn't gotten it done ever. So that's Jason Day. And finally, bringing up the number 5. Listen, we've seen guys struggle through this in a lot of sports. Your name gets brought up in trade rumors, and you don't know which way is up, which way is down. You go on a cold streak. I feel for Hideki. He gave so much to the Frogs in that one year, but you got to think that he's on the trade block with Thor coming in and making him expendable. And I'm just curious to see how he handles being in trade rumors while he has to play this PGA Tour schedule.
Can I ask you a question based on this?
Yes.
Do you think Hideki knows that the Ballfrogs are 2-0 right now? Do you think he's aware?
I have to think that there's like a team WhatsApp chat that makes him aware. So yes, I do.
Okay. I wouldn't shock me if he was
Do you
like,
think he watched the matches?
No, I don't. Candidly. But he could have. I don't know. I'm not informed on that.
Peach, you analyze this stuff.
Got to get him out. Got to ship him out. They found the solution.
What's
Ship
the
him and
best
Adam
fit
Scott.
for Hideki? What team's the best fit?
Well, I mean, if you're just looking at who needs a talent infusion, how could it not be Jupe Links, right? You need anybody that can come in and try to change the culture there. I don't know if Tiger's GM
what are you
signing,
getting back? What are you getting back if you trade him to Jupe Links?
cap relief. What do you need? Just promote Thor to a full-time player. I mean, you're locked and loaded with your roster right now. I think the roster flexibility might be more advantageous than bringing in even another player.
I think you could get Hideki out and into one of the West Coast markets. Hideki, ship him out to LA. And you got the Japanese baseball contingent there along with Hideki. That makes a lot of sense to me.
That could be big.
Maybe you bring back Justin Rose.
Rosie coming back.
The English have historically done well in Boston.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Tea party, things of that nature. Sure, I guess.
Could get Rosie on a duck boat though if they win the SoFi Cup, which would be the end all be all to me.
All right. What are our one and done picks for the Farmers Insurance Open? We're so far afield here. Do you have a one and done pick?
What are we talking about? Far afield? These are five players to watch for the
We're
Torrey
talking
Pines.
about like
for
Boston
whatever reason.
trades. Boston trades.
We're talking. This is something that Hideki Matsuyama, one of the 20 best players in the world, is going to have to deal with this year. We've never seen a player have to deal with trade rumors.
I think he's a decent one and done pick this year. This week. Pretty good pick.
I would agree.
The only other player we saw deal with trade rumors was Matt Wolff, and it didn't go well.
No.
Well, I mean, not a lot of things have gone well for Matt.
I was going to say, has it gone well?
I don't know if it was
since?
trade rumors.
I don't know.
This dog's happy.
Allegedly. Who's the one and done? I think Hideki's a great one and done pick this week. Jason Day will be popular. Who do you guys have?
Peach.
Pendy, baby.
Oh God.
Back-to-back top 10s.
God,
Run it up.
Pendy.
Horse for the course.
This is the worst thing that could happen to the international presidency team.
Yeah.
Pendy is actually a good Medinah fit, though. Big ballpark.
I mean, why does that matter?
It
doesn't matter. If he's got a 6-footer to have the hole, it's not going in. It doesn't matter what the course fit is. We've seen the Bagel Boys at work. Anyways,
you're making some very good points. What's the water situation out at Medinah?
There's no 17. There's no. They erased the. Ironically, old Medinah had a 17th hole with water designed by Reese Jones, but they have eradicated said hole.
Sounds like Jeff made that happen with Pendy in mind. Sounds like he's planning ahead.
Ogilvy, the architecture firm, redid Medinah. All right.
The game when they were planning this from Australia, when they were planning the renovation of Medinah from Australia during COVID, peak COVID. Actually, funny story about that, and I don't think anybody would care that I share this, is that I was, at that time living in Chicago. It's middle of COVID. I get a call or a text from Ogilvy's design firm. Hey, we can't leave the country to come to Medinah, and we need to present. Can you go out there and fly your drone and get just a ton of footage for us to look at the course to design? So it's peak COVID. I go out there, and I'm just out there, shooting footage, and I sent it to them. They end up winning the job. It was crazy,
Yep, that's pretty good.
This is a cool, they won this huge job without setting foot ever on property.
And now they've strategized.
They've got Taylor Pendrith in their back pocket.
And all the long game of it was, we have to get rid of this water on the 17th par 3 because of Pendy, even though that President's Cup hadn't happened yet.
Yep. You're just galaxy brain.
I'm gonna take I'm taking Peach. I'm taking your guy, Cam Young.
Ooh,
I'm zigging. Everybody's going to take Jason Day. I'm taking Cam Young. I'm not going to take him at a major. I'm probably not going to take him at a signature event. And if he's going to be a top 10 player, he's probably going to play well this week.
Not saving him for Sedgefield. Not saving him for the.
I don't think he's. We got to be hoping that he's not playing Sedgefield.
You always return to the scene of the crime.
Defending champ, he's got to. I'm gonna take Will Zalatoris because he's playing right now and he's healthy, and we never know how long that will be. And he's available right now.
He's played well at Torrey.
Played well at Torrey. Skill set matches up decent, and played quite encouragingly well last week at Amex. I'm going to use Zalatoris.
This is the event where he withdrew 4 seconds before his tee time with the first injury last year, because he was a big pop-up for this last year as well.
Yeah.
Who was in the playoff with Day the year that it ran into the Oscars or whatever?
Wasn't it JB Holmes was the problem?
Holmes.
Wasn't that the issue?
Day is is an all day affair.
Rain delay, yeah.
Wasn't there another player?
It feels like it.
Norin, maybe? No, not Norin.
I don't know. But yeah, there was a lot going on. As JB debated going for the green.
Hasn't Lanto played well here?
I don't know. I don't know Lanto's record at Farmers off the top of my head, believe it or not. But yeah, there have been several memorable playoffs for various reasons. I'm going with Zalatoris while he's available. That'll be great. CBS comes back to us. No football this weekend, and we're back in the saddle. Go ahead, DK.
Lanto is 6 of 7 on made cuts, 3 top 25s, 2 top 10s.
Hey, and Brooks gets him across into the arc this week. So congrats to Lanto.
Lanto.
Will there be a Marine Layer delay? Who knows? But they've got the north and south.
The weather seems pretty good where I am, so
looks quite nice. No rain. It
hasn't rained in the last couple weeks. It's been awesome in California, so it should be good condition, firm. It should be firm and fast.
Continuing on with our schedule for the week, we'll talk much more about Torrey on Friday. The LPGA Tour makes its return. Its 2026 debut at the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions Lake Nona Golf and Country Club. The purse is $2,100,000. The defending LPGA champion is Alim Kim. The defending celebrity champion is Joe Pavelski. I believe that's the San Jose Sharks. Great. Notables: Lynn Grant, Brooke Henderson, Charlie Hull, Alim Kim, Lydia Ko, Nelly Korda, Maya Stark, Gino Thidakul, Lottie Woad, and Rose Zane. Notable celebrities: Marcus Allen, Ray Allen, Brandy Chastain, Roger Clemens, Landon Donovan, Urban Meyer is playing, Albert Pujols, John Smoltz, and of course, the greatest women's player of all time is just a celebrity. She's back. Annika playing at home in Lake Nona. Annika Sorenstam is on the celebrity side of things.
Wouldn't it be cooler if she just played the event?
I don't disagree.
Isn't that like always the answer? And then you get the Annika made the cut.
Yeah. This is 11:30 to 2:30 on Golf
Wouldn't
Channel.
you be bummed if Tiger played in the Pebble Pro-Am as an AM?
Yes. Even if he's semi-retired. It makes no sense, but whatever. It's fine. Not the world's biggest problem. This is on NBC Finish, network television Finish, 4 p.m. on Sunday. Elsewhere, last but not least, on the DP World Tour, we have the Bapco Energy's Bahrain Championship. Purse is $2.75 million. Defending champ is Laurie Cantor. Not available this week, I don't believe. I think he's getting ready for Riyadh. Thomas Dietrich, Dylan Fratelli, notables. Sergio playing. Padraig Harrington, Rikuya Hoshino. Ryan Palmer is playing in Bahrain. And Patrick Reed.
The tugboat made it out there.
He got around wherever, the Red Sea.
What route do you think he took? From Texas
Ocean.
out of the Gulf of America, right?
I knew as soon as you started going down this line, you were going to look into this. The Red Sea and up there, tugboats pulling a big oil tanker up to the Bahrain Championship. This is 3:30 to 8:30, all 4 days. So coffee golf from Bahrain. Patrick Reed, can he go back to back? Let's get to news real quick. The PGA Tour Advisory Council is out, and it is a jingoistic group. Americans everywhere. Sean Zock of golf.com did the accounting on this. Lucas Glover joins. Jordan Spieth is back. Scotty Scheffler is here. Sam Burns, his buddy. So we have a deputy and the sheriff on the PGA Tour Advisory Council.
You know what
Adam
I'm worried
Scott.
about?
What?
I'm worried about here. Lucas Glover, does this impact his radio show takes? Because he's a member of the pack, he feels less obliged to share, to get up on the mic and just let loose.
I think he's got to come in there and just record from the meetings. Just bring him over, guests. You're like, God damn it, that's a terrible suggestion. Like he should just do radio live from the council meetings or after it. JT is here. So by Sean Zock's estimation, there are 13 Americans, 1 Aussie, 1 Euro, and 1 Canadian. So it's an American group.
How many Texans are on that list?
They built the wall at the policy board or at the advisory council. What'd you say?
How many
Texans?
Yeah.
I guess Scheffler would be one. Spieth would be another. Charlie Hoffman's an honorary Texan via his Valero Texas Open.
He's the
record.
number 1 player in Texas Open history.
I don't see any others.
Okay.
I don't see any others. So that's your policy board. That's up. Does the policy board? I keep calling.
I don't know
the
if
advisory council. It's
I
the
don't know if
advisory
the
council.
pack matters as much with
Yeah.
roll-up. Just like
That's what I was gonna say. Does this matter anymore?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Feels matters less. I would say less power. I think
I think roll-up's gonna have his own little advisory people that he goes to.
it's that FCC from all accounts, and the FCC is not just players. It's not Charlie Hoffman. It's people who might be looking out for more than Charlie Hoffman's status for the season.
They should add an honorary spot
for Lucas Glover.
Well, they should add an honorary spot for the man who's actually
Pepe.
No, that is their all their
personal
president.
opinion on it. There is no personal opinion. I'm the president of the PGA of America, right? I've got 31,000 members that are listening to my every word, and I'm proud to represent them.
Man, I feel bad.
I think you can get them in there.
God. We hear from more and more members who have interactions with the Don, and feedback's not glowing. I'll just leave it
I think
at that.
Don's actually like the last person that you would want to run a trade organization.
I mean, there have to be some worse options, but it seems to be his personal playground for making a nice hefty high six-figure payout. Salary. Yeah, close.
Closer to 7 than to
10
to 5.
10 to 5, yes. Other news, the WTGL has 2 more signings, and Lottie Wode and Rose Jane. They're joining up. For what? Unclear. We just know there's a WTGL. Don't know when and where it is. Nelly Korda, by the way, had some hot takes, I guess you would say. This is from the Hilton Tournament of Champions. I have mixed feelings on the WTGL, if I'm being very honest. And I'm surprised no other girls have, or no one's really spoken out about it. I think it's a huge and unbelievable miss that we're not playing alongside the men. There's no greater way to grow the game, and it would have been revolutionary. It would have been the first time, I think, that the men and women are on the same playing field, playing for the same exact amount of money. But I also think that it's great that we're getting this opportunity. So that's my mixed feelings. I like it. I think Nelly unshackled and letting takes rip is good. I don't think she's wrong. And the fact that when this came out, I don't know if there's much more demand for a second TGL, be it men, women, anything, robots. Let's just focus on the first TGL. That said, I think the mixed would have been the best way to integrate women instead of creating a separate TGL. Is it the men's responsibility to put the women next? Is it the current TGL? I wouldn't say men. I don't want to make it gender, whatever. But is it the current? Do they have to grow the game? Probably in the good interest. It's a complicated issue. I think it would probably, for the success of women doing arena indoor golf, the best execution of it probably would have been integrating them into the existing TGL. But I don't know what that does to that current product. Maybe that's not what they want or not appealing an outcome.
Yeah, I think this is a comment that's like so from her personal viewpoint, which, you know, that's valid. It's for the women. This is, yeah, that would be the best case for this.
I mean,
is it the best case for TGL, the product? That's like a whole different can of worms. And you could debate, like, would the TGL be more popular in general? I don't know. You don't know that. I will say, like, if the TGL they're doing this women's TGL, that means that they're investing like a ton of money into the women's game.
Yeah, sorry.
Like it, I mean, it has to be among the tens to maybe even 100,000 or $100 million investment into the women's game. So, you know, I don't know where to fall on this, but I think it is like a little bit of a self-centered take on this, in the sense of like, yeah, it probably would be. You don't know though.
There's a Lanto element to it. Like, I want give me the ride. Let me, like, I don't know, but no, I don't know. Nelly's built her own massive brand and platform. I'm not suggesting she's akin to Lanto, but there is something of like, I think the best way to integrate women though would have been a mixed event, much more than the separate TGL. Sorry, I'm distracted.
We don't even know where it's going to be broadcasted.
No. They just canceled school for Wednesday and Thursday. That's no more.
Congrats.
Zero accumulation since
you know Sunday. What though? It's going to make Miami feel all that better next week.
Akon is headlining Live Riyadh. That's news. Who would have thought in 2006 that we have Luda on one side, Akon on another? If you go back and tell them 2007 Akon, hey, you're going to be playing golf tournaments in Riyadh, what would he think? Gavin Green suspended from the DP World Tour for a substance issue. He took, sounds like a herbal thing, a supplement. And we neglected
always. I just want someone to be like, you know what?
I took
steroids. Like, it's always every sport. It's always this. Like, it's some herbal thing for recovery, and I'm sure that a lot of them are that. And Gavin Green might have done it, but at some point, I'd love someone to just be like, you know what? I took steroids and I got caught.
Green tested positive for prohibited substance contained in an herbal supplement available in Asia, which he took as a therapeutic. There's always that part too. Therapeutic treatment to treat a medical condition.
It's like there's like a, the agents have like a Rolodex of templates that they roll out, and it's like I could see it being like just like a joint Google Drive that house like agents from all sports. And it's like, if this happens, use this template for the statement.
Yeah. And we neglected to mention this on Sunday. I should have. John Brody, RIP to John Brody. Like an insane story. When you think about it. Was the NFL MVP, the MVP of the National Football League, an incredible golfer while also a quarterback. Before he was a quarterback, during being a quarterback, an NFL MVP for the 49ers, then became a bona fide Champions Tour player, obviously played other events prior to his Champions Tour career, won on the Champions Tour. So RIP to John Brody. I think he lived at 90. So a full and great life. I can't see this ever being a thing, a modern day equivalent. I don't know what this would be. Josh Allen.
Steph Curry. There's just no spots anymore, is the problem.
Spots for just what?
You can't qualify. That's what Blocky's complaining about.
Just a crazy story. I guess Steph could be one. John Smoltz. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Smoltz is RA50. It's not happening.
He's not good. I don't think he's good enough to win on the champ. Maybe he's a good player. Crazy.
I think people take the guys that make it that are mid-ams that then turn pro. Like this, was the guy, I can't remember his first name, Workmeister from Michigan, who turned pro and tried to do it a couple years ago. Like that guy was legitimately a threat in USAMs, I think people underestimate the level, but I also think that the level's so exponentially higher today than it was when, if 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yep. All right. That does it. God, just lost text chain. Parent text chains are flying off the handle right now. 4 days. The snowstorm we knew was coming for a week. Hasn't snowed an inch, a drop since Sunday. All right, we're out.
That's tough. I feel for you.
No, it's fine. We'll get through it. We will persist. All right. Everybody enjoy your Wednesdays. Enjoy a little Farmers Insurance Open Thursday on ESPN and wherever else, ESPN Plus, Golf Channel. We're back in the saddle. Golf is kind of flying. We got some momentum here. PGA Tour golf. This is the week I think that it should start. What do you think?
Yeah, I like this event.
No tour, no football for the first time since essentially August.
There's no reason that they couldn't do this week, take a week off for the Super Bowl, or
Phoenix loves doing the Super Bowl,
or Wednesday to Saturday
during Super Bowl week.
Yeah, Phoenix is always awesome.
Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, seems like Century could be your new. Farmers is out. Farmers is all TGL now. They're out, and maybe Century goes to San Diego.
I was looking. I need to get on a plane to get to Chicago, and I came across a flight that was really cheap. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this one. I didn't think about it. Then I realized it's I'm flying just during the middle of the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So might have to figure out our waste management coverage.
All right, we'll figure it out. That's always a tricky one. Trying to do it at halftime before they kick off. What do we do?
Well, it's bound to go into a 5-hole playoff too. And Tom Dietrich's not going to be there to blow away the field. University of Illinois legend.
Yep, that's right. All right, everybody enjoy your Wednesdays. We'll be back with you on Friday. Talk to you then.